CVC concentration picture cards, they can be played many other ways other than just the typical concentration game where you turn them all over and then your students flip to find words that rhyme to keep the match. That is just one way to play. What I'm going to show you now is how you can use it, maybe even to just use the picture cards to find words that rhyme. So this is a good way to play before you even play the concentration game, just to make sure that your students recognize that beg and peg are the match they're looking for. It gives them a little bit more independence when they're playing, and then also more confidence, so that they know that they're playing and they're finding the right words. Another way to play, if you're worried about giving your students too many words at one time, would be to pull out, say, all of the words that have the medial E. So if they have short E's in them, maybe we want to play with just the short E words today, or maybe one day you want to just play with all of the words that have short O or short I. You can certainly pull those out and play that way as well. What I also like to do is use these cards when I am focusing on word families. So word families are big when it comes to teaching phonics and teaching foundational skills of phonics with your students. So I'm going to pull out, let's see if I can find them. Oh, they're still in there. Nap and gap. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you in. So that we're really focusing in here. So I like using foam letters for manipulatives just to give a different texture for students. So start out with the app family shown. Nap and gap, and then I would give the students just a variety of different letters. Could be foam letters, could be the phonics stones that I like using so much, or magnetic letters, and then let your students explore. So they can start out by making the words that are given and then writing these words down. So we have gap, vap, focusing on sounding out the word and then writing it as well. Wrap, bap. You'll notice that my letters have little black marks on them, and that just helps the students know which way is the right direction. So see, I actually have a D using it for a P, but just ignore that. Sap, hap, and you get the gist. So then what I would do is I'd give my students 2 different color markers and let them circle the words that are real words in one color. So I'm going to take you in even a little closer here. Focus. All right, so gap is a real word. Circle it. Wrap, sap. Those are my real words. Now, in my other color, I'll circle my words that are not real. Vap, bap, and hap. Okay? So this just gives your students a little extra practice with recognizing real words versus nonsense words. But that's not the end of it, because in your bundle, you have other resources that you can use to reinforce this skill as well with the fluency strips. So pull these strips when you're talking about this app word family and encourage your students now to really focus on sounding out and blending these words in the app word family. So you can use this as a warm-up to your small groups or a summarizing activity at the end of your lesson. And they can also be sent home for your students to practice at home and have the parents sign off on them. While you're pulling that, you can also pull the reader that goes with the app word family. I need an app. And your students can focus on not only reading, but if you wanted to go a little further, They could also work on building the words as they come across them in the story. So those are just a few different activities that you and your students can do while working with the concentration cards.